I don't think that the indicators that we like to focus on are signaling a recession, but we're watching them carefully. There's basically 2 or 3 indicators that investors should look at that are almost fail-safe in indicating recession's coming.
Oh, don't you want to know what those indicators are? Well, that's DoubleLine Capital CEO and bond guru Jeff Gundlach on this week's edition of Wall Street Week. This guy has called a bunch of things, so you need to watch this tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern. From foe to now friend, once a GOP presidential hopeful, former Virginia Governor Jim Gilmore ran against presumptive nominee Donald Trump as a rival until Governor Gilmore dropped out of the race on February 12th. While the former governor never really endorsed a candidate, now the big question is, will he do it now? Will he vote for Donald Trump come November? Former Governor Jim Gilmore here with me now. I'll start with I guess it's an easy question for me, maybe harder for you. Will you vote for Donald Trump in November?
Liz, I will vote for Donald Trump. As a matter of fact, in Virginia, I've been asked to chair the registration and get out the vote effort. I'm doing that. I am very well aware of what Hillary Clinton presidency would be like. We don't want that. It's important for the Republicans to win in November and that Hillary Clinton not be president of the United States.
But you had fundamental disagreements. You can obviously get over those?
Sure. I mean, I understand very well. As a matter of fact, I was the first national candidate to diverge from Donald Trump's approach with respect to particular groups like Hispanics, African Americans, women. I just didn't agree with that type of approach on politics. But the fact is that Hillary Clinton is a person who has hidden her emails, has run a foundation while she was Secretary of State, has had a catastrophic foreign policy. Her economic policy is going to double down on this bad economy that we're seeing right now with the Obama administration. Your previous guest, you were talking about a recession. Well, you know, the last 3 quarters we've had terrible growth. So we have to really commit ourselves to a new future. I think Donald Trump can do that.
Well, let's get to historically what your state has done. Virginia, twice now, has gone for Barack Obama. So can you turn your state around, and what's your strategy for doing that, Governor?
Well, I think we can, Liz. Virginia is a state now that doesn't go automatically either Republican or Democrat. It's a very sophisticated state, and you got to make your case. But the fact is that Hillary Clinton just 5 minutes ago on your show was talking about knocking down the coal industry. Well, you know, then she gets real deceptive about it and says, well, I didn't really mean that. She may as well be honest with the American people.
Could I just interrupt you there? Donald Trump has done that a couple of times. Most politicians do. The issue on abortion where he said women should be punished or perhaps, you know, arrested or whatever for abortion, then he walked that back. Politicians tend to walk back stuff when they hear the blowback and they feel the reaction from things they have said.
You see that, but the big picture direction for the country is absolutely vital. That's why I ran for president, in order to move the country in the right direction. The Democratic Party will not do that. Hillary Clinton will not do that. Now, listen, I've heard all this stuff about how the conservatives ought not to be supporting Trump and all that kind of thing. I'm in the conservative movement. It's time to rally to the candidate. The conservatives had their chance to find a candidate. They scattered their votes around people that probably shouldn't have got them in the first place. They're partially responsible for this situation. The time has come to unify the party and carry the country for the Republicans.
Okay, so if you're doing him this work and you are going to help raise funds in Virginia and really push to win back Virginia for the Republicans, do you feel that you have a voice and maybe can get him to move a little bit more to the center on things like what he had said about Mexicans? And by the way, we have this breaking news. He just tweeted, and, you know, I don't know if he's trying to be coy or funny or if this is a joke, sarcasm. He just tweeted, Happy Cinco de Mayo, and there's a picture of him by a huge taco salad. And then he says, I love Hispanics. You know, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and say he actually is saying this because he believes it. But how do you get him to bridge a real divide that perhaps he caused in the beginning by things that he said about Mexicans?
Well, I mean, it's very flamboyant, I guess, and that's kind of the point of the whole race this year. The more flamboyant you are, the better a chance, I guess, you got to get nominated. And you know, the press has been very dominant in terms of the nomination process for Donald Trump. But look, here's the deal. The main thing to do is conservatives need to rally, Republicans need to rally.
Okay.
We've got to win the election, prevent Hillary Clinton from being president, and I think conservatives can help to shape the agenda going forward. And that's what I would strongly suggest that we do as conservatives. Get in this race, get into the Trump operation, and begin to shape things to move things in the right direction for the United States.
Governor, it's a pleasure to have you. Will you come back?
I sure will, Liz. Thanks for the invitation.
Anytime.